Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking open some game documents to look at a character build that is just wild. We're talking about a master of stealth who lives on the knife's edge between being an unstoppable force and a total pushover.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. We're looking at a character named Silent Sam, and the whole thing starts with this bizarre question. I mean, a level 25 character, a veteran, who could be taken out in a single hit. How is that even possible? It sounds completely backward, but you're about to see it's actually a masterclass in high-risk, high-reward design.
So, here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll get to the heart of what makes this build tick. Then we'll check out the gear and the poisons, the real tools of the trade. After that, we'll look at how this all plays out in the real world. And finally, we'll see what we can learn from this whole crazy strategy. All right, first up, let's tackle the biggest contradiction on Sam's character sheet. This is the foundation of the whole build, this deliberate choice to basically throw defense out the window for something else, something much more explosive. Okay, just look at these numbers for a second. The gap here is insane. A total level of 25, but only 29 hit points. To give you some perspective, a lot of brand new first-level characters have more health than that. This is so extreme, it just makes you ask why. Why would anyone do this? Well, the answer is this classic idea right here. Silent Sam is a textbook glass cannon. It's a build that isn't made to survive a punch. It's made to deal so much damage so fast that the other guy never even gets a chance to throw one. It's all about that alpha strike. And his stats? Yeah, they tell the whole story. He's a split between a wizard and an assassin, and all his points are poured into intelligence for his magic and dexterity for his stealth. And that constitution of 13, that's the culprit right there. That's what keeps his health so dangerously low. Every single choice here is about offense and evasion, never endurance. So a character this squishy, how in the world does he even survive, let alone pull off these assassinations? Well, it all comes down to his gear. Let's dig into his inventory and see how he makes this all-or-nothing strategy actually work. At the very heart of Sam's entire playbook is one very special, evolving weapon, the Backbiter Dagger. And this thing isn't just an item he found, it's basically a part of his character, growing and changing right along with him. And this quote right here shows you just how nasty it is. It's not just about the initial damage. No, this thing is designed to hit once and then just keep on hurting, round after round. It makes sure that even if the first stab doesn't finish the job, the bleeding will. But it gets even cooler. This weapon has its own story arc. As Sam hits these milestones, 9 kills, 21 kills, the dagger itself levels up. It gets more accurate, it hits harder, and eventually it can even crawl back to him on its own. It's a weapon that perfectly rewards his stealthy playstyle. And of course, the dagger is just one piece of the puzzle. The rest of his gear is laser-focused on one thing: being a ghost. He's got boots that make him silent, a robe that lets him blend into the background, a ring that hides him from magical senses, and even a belt that makes its own smokescreen. Every single item is there to make sure he's the one who starts the fight on his terms. Now, hitting someone from the shadows is one thing, but that's only half the plan. Silent Sam is also a master of the classic assassin's art, poison. And he doesn't just dabble in it, he's practically an artist. One of the most important things in his entire kit is this recipe book. And get this, it shows him how to make a whole bunch of different poisons from one single common ingredient, this type of algae. It's not just about having poison, it's about having the right poison for any job. Just look at the versatility here. He can make a poison you drink, one you breathe in, one that works on touch, and one for his weapons. He can make you exhausted, slow you down, or just paralyze you completely. It's like a Swiss Army knife of tactical options. And for those times when things go sideways, he's got what I like to call his panic buttons. A huge poison gas bomb for crowd control, a super strong sleep poison, a literal save or you're dead poison, and darts that can magically freeze a monster in its tracks. These are his fight enders. So that's the build on paper. A super fragile assassin with a perfect toolkit for that one perfect shot. But what does that actually look like when the dice start rolling? Well, the game logs give us a pretty amazing peek behind the curtain. When it works, oh man, does it work. This entry right here is the dream scenario, a backstab that deals 5 times normal damage. That's it. That is the one-hit kill this entire character was designed to deliver. Fight's over before it even started. But then, we have to come back to this number, 29. This is the tightrope he walks in every single fight. The payoff is huge, but the cost of failure is absolute. One wrong move, one enemy who spots him first, and he is done for. And these initiative rolls, pulled straight from the logs, they show you that risk in real time. Yeah, sometimes he acts lightning fast, but those lower rolls, those are terrifying for a guy like Sam. If the target gets to move before he does, the fight could be over before he even gets to draw that dagger. So, the crucial point is this. His strategy is completely all or nothing. There's no middle ground. It's not about wearing an enemy down. It's about ending the fight in the first 3 seconds, with one overwhelming attack from the shadows. So, after deconstructing the Ballad of Silent Sam, what's the big takeaway? It's more than just a clever character sheet. It's actually a fascinating lesson in strategy. There are a few really powerful lessons here. First, specialize. Sam is a great example of being the absolute best at one thing instead of being just okay at a lot of things. Second, synergy is everything. His gear works together perfectly. And finally, and this is my favorite, sometimes you have to embrace your weakness. His low health is what makes his offensive strategy so necessary and so potent. And it all leaves us with this one big provocative question, and it applies to more than just games. Is that thrill of the perfect one-shot victory worth the constant nagging risk of a one-hit defeat? It's a heck of a gamble. Thanks for joining me for this breakdown. I'll see you next time here on The Explainer.